In the late 1920s, a storm was brewing in Germany. The 1929 stock market crash sent shockwaves across the Atlantic. Weimar Germany faced economic collapse like never before. Businesses failed, and unemployment soared to staggering heights. Families struggled to make ends meet, losing faith in democracy. In this chaos, extremist parties began to rise. The Nazis promised order and revenge, appealing to the desperate. As desperation deepened, Hitler gained followers rapidly. He didn't use guns, but offered promises of a better future. The economic crisis opened the door to dictatorship. People yearned for stability amidst the chaos. The allure of strong leadership became irresistible. Promises of jobs and security resonated deeply. The streets echoed with chants of unity and strength. Extremism thrived as fear and uncertainty spread. The promise of a national revival captivated many. In the shadows, democracy was fading away. The Great Depression forever changed Germany's fate. In 1773, a storm was brewing in Boston, fueled by anger and frustration. British taxes on tea pushed colonists to their breaking point. On December 16th, the mood shifted dramatically. Disguised as Mohawk warriors, they prepared for action. They boarded the ships, ready to make a statement. With a fierce resolve, they began to dump the tea. 342 chests of tea were sacrificed that night. This act was more than just about tea, it was about freedom. The British response was swift and severe. They imposed harsh penalties on the colonies, but the spark of revolution had been ignited. News of the protests spread like wildfire. Colonists rallied together, fueled by a shared purpose. They began to organize for a greater cause. The fight for independence was on the horizon. The Boston Tea Party became a symbol of resistance. It united colonists across the 13 colonies. One bold act changed the course of history forever. In 1636, a small group of Puritan settlers embarked on a transformative journey. They founded Harvard College, the first institution of higher learning in America. Initially, it aimed to train ministers and scholars for the growing community. Over the years, Harvard evolved, expanding its vision beyond religious studies. It became a cradle for science, politics, and culture. Numerous presidents and Nobel laureates walked its halls. Harvard's influence spread far and wide, shaping America's future. How did this small college become a symbol of excellence? Imagine a place where the world's knowledge was stored. Welcome to the Library of Alexandria. Built in the 3rd century BC, it was a beacon of learning and culture. Over 400,000 scrolls contained wisdom from across civilizations. But this treasure faced many threats over the centuries. Julius Caesar's troops were among the first to strike. Later, Christian zealots contributed to its decline. Eventually, Muslim rulers also played a role in its fate. Each act of destruction chipped away at human understanding. The library was not just a building, it was humanity's brain. Imagine how different our world might be today. What if the library had survived? We could have unlocked secrets of science and philosophy. The potential for innovation was limitless. Knowledge is power, and its loss is profound. The echoes of the library still resonate today. Let's honor the legacy of the Library of Alexandria. By learning from the past, we can build a brighter future. Together we can ensure that history never repeats itself. Meet Akhenaten, the pharaoh who dared to change everything in ancient Egypt. In 1353 BC, he proclaimed Aten, the sun disk, as the one true god. Akhenaten closed temples dedicated to other gods, igniting controversy. He moved the capital to Akhetaten, a city built for Aten. His reign was marked by radical artistic expression. Artists celebrated the beauty of the human form and nature, but not everyone embraced his vision. After Akhenaten's death, his reforms were quickly reversed. Egypt returned to its pantheon of gods, restoring tradition. Yet, Akhenaten's influence lingered through his son, Tutankhamun. Tutankhamun restored the old ways, honoring the gods of his ancestors. Akhenaten's reign was radical, but it left a mark on history. His boldness sparked conversations about faith and power. Akhenaten's story is a testament to the struggle for change. How did one pharaoh defy 2,000 years of tradition? His legacy continues to inspire discussions about belief and identity. The reign of Akhenaten remains a captivating chapter in history. What lessons can we learn from his extraordinary journey? In 1903, a momentous event changed the course of history forever. Orville and Wilbur Wright, two humble bicycle makers, dared to dream of flight. Their journey began with countless trials and errors. They constructed their first glider, testing it in the winds of Kitty Hawk. After many setbacks, they built a powered aircraft. On December 17th, the moment arrived. Orville took the controls for the first flight. The flyer lifted off, defying gravity for the first time. 12 seconds of flight, but it was just the beginning. The brothers' relentless spirit inspired generations. Just 66 years later, humans walked on the moon. The Wright brothers sparked the age of aviation. Their story is one of perseverance and innovation. From bicycles to the skies, they changed our world. Every flight today owes its roots to their vision. The sky is no longer the limit, it's just the beginning. The Wright brothers taught us to dream big. Their legacy continues to inspire us all. In the midst of World War II, a race against time began. The US feared Nazi Germany would develop an atomic bomb first. In 1942, the Manhattan Project was born, a secret initiative. Thousands of scientists from various fields joined the effort. Led by the brilliant Robert Oppenheimer, they raced to split the atom. The project spanned cities and universities, all under tight secrecy. In July 1945, the first atomic bomb was tested in New Mexico. The result was devastating power, unlike anything seen before. This test marked an irreversible turn in human history. How did science become the deadliest weapon? The implications of their work were profound and far-reaching. Scientists grappled with the moral dilemmas of their discoveries. The atomic age began, forever altering global politics. The legacy of the Manhattan Project continues to this day. We must remember the lessons learned from this pivotal moment. The balance between scientific advancement and ethical responsibility remains crucial. As we look to the future, the question lingers. How will we wield the power of science? In 1066, England was a land of turmoil and opportunity. King Harold had just triumphed over a Viking invasion. But another challenger emerged, William, Duke of Normandy. The Battle of Hastings would determine England's fate. On that fateful day, Harold faced William's forces. Harold fought valiantly, but fate had other plans. In the end, Harold was killed. William claimed the English crown, forever altering history. He introduced French culture to England. The English language began to evolve. Feudalism reshaped the social structure. The legacy of this battle lives on. How did one battle redraw a nation's destiny? The Battle of Hastings was more than a fight. It was a turning point for England. William's victory set the stage for a new era. The echoes of this battle can still be felt. William the Conqueror changed the course of history. On January 12, 2010, a devastating earthquake struck Haiti, forever changing its landscape and its people. The quake registered a staggering 7.0 magnitude, shaking the very foundations of the nation. In mere minutes, buildings crumbled, and the cries for help echoed through the streets. Over 230,000 lives were lost, leaving families shattered and communities in mourning. Millions were left homeless, forced to seek refuge in makeshift shelters. Aid began to pour in, but challenges loomed large. Political instability hindered recovery efforts, complicating the situation further. The quake revealed deep-rooted inequalities in disaster response worldwide. The world watched as Haiti struggled to rebuild from the ruins. Communities banded together, showing resilience in the face of adversity. International organizations mobilized, but challenges persisted. The scars of the earthquake remain, a reminder of the fragility of life. Yet, hope emerged from the rubble as communities began to heal. Stories of survival and courage inspired many around the globe. The world's conscience was shaken, prompting discussions on disaster preparedness. Haiti's journey of recovery is ongoing, a testament to human spirit. As we reflect on this tragedy, let's remember the lessons learned. Together we can build a more equitable future for all nations. In 2016, a new app emerged, changing the way we share moments. TikTok started as a platform for lip-syncing, but it quickly evolved. Its 15-second videos became a canvas for creativity and expression. By the 2020s, TikTok had reshaped music and comedy worldwide. Viral challenges swept across the globe, uniting millions. Activism found a voice through powerful short clips. TikTok's algorithm kept users engaged, scrolling endlessly. It transformed how we connect and learn from one another. Creators emerged, sharing knowledge and skills in unique ways. The app became a platform for self-expression and identity. TikTok's influence reached politics, sparking conversations globally. It challenged traditional media, giving everyone a voice. The rise of TikTok is a testament to digital evolution. How did a short video app rewrite our culture? By embracing creativity, it connected us like never before. TikTok is more than an app. It's a cultural phenomenon. Its impact will resonate for generations to come. What will the future hold for this ever-evolving platform? In 1608, a groundbreaking invention changed our view of the cosmos forever. Meet Hans Lippershey, a Dutch eyeglass maker who invented the telescope. His device was a simple tube with lenses making distant objects appear closer. Soon, Galileo Galilei learned of this invention and was inspired. He built his own telescope, eager to explore the heavens. Pointing it at the night sky, he made astonishing discoveries. He observed Jupiter's moons, revealing a new cosmic reality. He saw Saturn's rings, challenging long-held beliefs about the universe. These revelations shattered ancient misconceptions about our place in the cosmos. The telescope launched modern astronomy, transforming our understanding. Humanity's quest for knowledge expanded beyond the Earth. The telescope opened a window to the universe's secrets. It inspired generations to explore and question. How did a simple lens change the way we see the universe? The journey of discovery continues, fueled by curiosity. Each observation leads to new questions and insights. The universe is vast, and we are just beginning to understand it. The telescope is just the beginning of our cosmic journey. In 1859, a shocking sight changed the course of humanitarian aid forever. Swiss businessman Henri Dunant witnessed the horrors of war firsthand. He was appalled by the lack of medical care for the wounded. Dunant envisioned a neutral organization to aid all victims of war. In 1863, the Red Cross was officially established. This idea sparked a global movement for humanitarian aid. The First Geneva Convention followed soon after. The Red Cross expanded its mission beyond battlefields. They responded to famines, floods, and epidemics. Dunant's compassion inspired countless others to join the cause. The Red Cross became a symbol of hope and humanity. Its principles of neutrality and impartiality guided its actions. Today, the Red Cross operates in over 190 countries. Millions benefit from its services every year. One man's vision transformed global humanitarian response. The legacy of the Red Cross continues to grow. Compassion and action remain at its core. Together, we can continue this vital mission. In the heart of the 15th century, Florence became a beacon of creativity and innovation. Wealthy patrons like the Medici family fueled this cultural renaissance, supporting artists and thinkers. Filippo Brunelleschi revolutionized architecture with his daring dome designs. Leonardo da Vinci emerged as a polymath, blending art and science. Michelangelo sculpted masterpieces that captured the human spirit. This explosion of creativity inspired countless others across Europe. Artists began to explore new techniques, such as perspective. The revival of classical ideas transformed education and philosophy. Florence became a hub for innovation and exploration. The Medici's influence extended beyond art into politics and science. The invention of the printing press spread knowledge rapidly. Artists began to experiment with light and shadow. The human form became a central focus in art. Nature was depicted with unprecedented accuracy. The Renaissance fostered a spirit of inquiry and discovery. Florence's legacy continues to inspire creativity today. This cultural explosion redefined beauty, reason, and progress. One city ignited the rebirth of Western civilization. In the 1830s, a dark chapter unfolded in American history. The Indian Removal Act forced Native Americans from their ancestral lands. Thousands of Native Americans faced a harrowing journey westward. Nations like the Cherokee and Choctaw were uprooted from their homes. Families packed their belongings, leaving everything behind. The march took place during the brutal winter months. Over 4,000 people died along the way. The Trail of Tears became a symbol of suffering. Survivors carried the weight of their memories. The journey was marked by resilience and strength, yet the scars of this tragedy remain. The Trail of Tears is a reminder of injustice. How did a government's law lead to such tragedy? The impact of these events is felt to this day. Remembering the past is crucial for understanding. We must honor those who suffered. The legacy of the Trail of Tears lives on. Together we can learn from history. Imagine a world where ships had to navigate around an entire continent. Before 1914, this was the reality for maritime trade. But then came a groundbreaking idea, the Panama Canal. After decades of failed attempts and challenges, construction began. Disease plagued the workers, threatening progress. Yet, determination drove them to overcome these obstacles. Finally, in 1914, the canal was completed. It connected the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans like never before. Travel time was dramatically reduced for global trade. This engineering marvel reshaped the modern world. The canal became a lifeline for economies worldwide. It transformed how goods were transported across oceans. Innovations in engineering paved the way for future projects. The canal's impact is felt even today. It stands as a testament to human ingenuity. The Panama Canal is more than just a waterway. It symbolizes the spirit of exploration and progress. Join us in celebrating this monumental achievement. On December 2, 1984, a disaster unfolded in Bhopal, India, that would change lives forever. A gas leak from the Union Carbide pesticide plant released a toxic cloud over the city. Within hours, thousands of residents were exposed to the deadly gas. Panic ensued as people struggled to escape the toxic fumes. Emergency services were overwhelmed, unable to cope with the scale of the disaster. The immediate aftermath saw thousands gasping for breath, collapsing on the streets. In the following days, the death toll rose dramatically. Over 15,000 people ultimately lost their lives due to the gas leak. Survivors faced lifelong health effects, suffering from respiratory issues and other ailments. The Bhopal disaster exposed severe flaws in safety regulations. Corporate negligence played a significant role in this tragedy. The local community was left devastated, grappling with loss and trauma. The incident became a global symbol of environmental injustice. Activists rallied for justice, demanding accountability from corporations. The tragedy sparked changes in industrial safety regulations worldwide. Bhopal serves as a reminder of the need for stringent safety measures. The legacy of Bhopal continues to influence environmental policies today. Together, we must ensure that such a tragedy never happens again. In 1922, a remarkable discovery changed the course of history forever. British archaeologist Howard Carter unearthed the tomb of King Tutankhamun. Inside, treasures beyond imagination awaited. The mummified body of a boy king lay untouched for over 3,000 years. The world was mesmerized by this incredible find. Stories of a pharaoh's curse began to circulate. Yet beyond legends, Tut's tomb transformed archaeology. It reshaped our understanding of ancient Egypt. King Tut became a global icon overnight. His story captivated millions around the world. The tomb's treasures revealed incredible craftsmanship. Each piece tells a story of the past. The discovery sparked a renewed interest in Egyptology. Young archaeologists dreamed of following in Carter's footsteps. King Tut's legacy continues to influence today. His story reminds us of our shared history. The boy king's tomb still holds secrets. What other wonders lie beneath the sands? After the devastation of World War I, a new hope emerged for global peace. In 1919, world leaders gathered to discuss a future without war. U.S. President Woodrow Wilson proposed a bold idea, a global organization. This organization aimed to resolve conflicts peacefully. Thus, the League of Nations was born. However, it had significant flaws. The U.S. never joined the League. It lacked military power to enforce decisions. When conflicts arose, the League struggled to act. The League's failures became evident, yet it laid the foundation for the United Nations. The dream of global diplomacy continued. The lessons learned shaped future efforts. The desire for peace remained strong. Hope for collaboration grew among nations. The legacy of the League lives on. From its struggles, new initiatives emerged. Together we can strive for a peaceful future. In the early 13th century, a movement began to challenge the Catholic Church's authority. The Cathars, a religious group, rejected traditional Catholic beliefs, sparking controversy. Pope Innocent III saw this as a threat to his power and called for a crusade. This crusade was not aimed at the Holy Land but at the heart of France. The campaign unleashed brutal violence against the Cathars. Towns were burned, and thousands lost their lives in the conflict. The phrase, "kill them all, God will know his own," emerged from this dark period. The Albigensian Crusade reshaped the landscape of medieval religion. The Catholic Church solidified its power in the region. The crusade also led to the establishment of the Inquisition. Fear and suspicion spread throughout the populace. Many were falsely accused of heresy, leading to tragic consequences. The legacy of the crusade still echoes in modern discussions of faith. It serves as a reminder of the dangers of intolerance. The Albigensian Crusade was a pivotal moment in history. It reshaped not just religion but also political power in Europe. Understanding this history helps us navigate our modern world. The story of the Albigensian Crusade is a cautionary tale for all. In 1947, a pivotal moment unfolded in the heart of the Middle East. The United Nations proposed a plan to divide Palestine into two states, one state for Jewish people and another for Arab people. The Jewish community accepted the plan, seeing it as a chance for a homeland. However, the Arab community rejected it, fearing loss of their land. Tensions escalated, leading to conflict as the deadline approached. In 1948, Israel declared independence, igniting war. The conflict resulted in mass displacement of Palestinians. Borders were drawn, often in blood and sorrow. The refugee crisis began, affecting generations. This UN decision shaped a conflict that endures to this day. Each year, the pain of displacement echoes through the land. The struggle for identity and belonging continues. Peace efforts have come and gone, often faltering. Yet the desire for peace remains strong. Understanding the past is crucial for a better future. The story of Palestine is one of resilience. Will peace ever truly be achieved? In 1960, a groundbreaking event changed our understanding of weather forever. Meet Tyros-1, the world's first weather satellite launched by the US. For the first time, we could see storms and clouds from orbit. This marked a revolution in meteorology, changing how we forecast weather. Tyros-1 provided grainy black and white images, a start to something monumental. Over time, this technology evolved into a global satellite network. Today, we can track hurricanes and monitor climate change effectively. This advancement has saved countless lives and improved disaster preparedness. What began with one small satellite has transformed our perspective. We now understand Earth's atmosphere like never before. The journey from Tyros-1 to today is remarkable. Each satellite contributes to our understanding of weather patterns. This technology has empowered scientists and meteorologists worldwide. We can now predict storms days in advance, saving lives. The impact of Tyros-1 is felt in every corner of the globe. It all started with a vision to observe from above. Today, we look to the future of weather technology. The legacy of Tyros-1 continues to inspire innovation in meteorology. The Black Death, a name that sends chills down spines, began its deadly journey in Asia. Trade routes like the Silk Road became highways for disease, carrying infected fleas. As the plague spread to China, entire towns vanished overnight. The devastation was swift, claiming millions of lives. In India, the impact was equally catastrophic. The population dropped drastically, altering the fabric of society. Dynasties weakened, struggling to maintain control. This eastern wave of plague reshaped societies long before Europe felt its terror. The Black Death was not just a European tragedy, it was an Asian catastrophe. Survivors faced a new reality, grappling with loss and fear. Communities were torn apart, families lost forever. The economy faltered, trade routes disrupted. Cultural practices shifted as people sought solace. Art and literature began to reflect the horrors experienced. The plague left an indelible mark on the psyche of the East. Generations would remember the devastation and loss. The Black Death taught resilience in the face of adversity. How did this pandemic change Asia forever? The answer lies in its scars. In 1701, a powerful kingdom began to rise in West Africa. The Ashanti people united under King Osei Tutu, a visionary leader. The golden stool became a sacred symbol of their identity and power. With military prowess, they secured their territory and trade routes. Control over gold and slave trade routes fueled their wealth. Their capital, Kumasi, became a center of culture and politics. The Ashantis' influence spread across West Africa, intimidating their rivals. Even the British faced challenges in their attempts to conquer them. The Ashantis' resilience was rooted in their unity and strength. Their legacy continues to inspire generations today. The rise of the Ashanti Empire is a testament to their enduring spirit. They built a society rich in culture and tradition. The Ashanti's story is one of power and perseverance. Their impact on West Africa is still felt today. The Ashanti Empire thrived for over 2 centuries. Their strength came from unity and shared purpose. The Ashanti Empire remains a proud chapter in history. Discover the legacy of the Ashanti and their remarkable journey. In 1871, a book shook the very foundations of humanity's beliefs. Charles Darwin's The Descent of Man challenged our unique place in the universe. He proposed that humans evolved just like other animals. The reaction was explosive, igniting debates across the globe. Religious leaders were outraged, fearing a challenge to their beliefs. Meanwhile, scientists were divided, some embracing Darwin's ideas. His theories reshaped anthropology, psychology, and biology. Darwin's work opened new doors for understanding our origins. The concept of shared ancestry sparked a revolution in thought. People began to see themselves as part of a larger tapestry of life. This shift in perspective was both liberating and unsettling. Darwin's ideas forced society to confront uncomfortable truths. The implications of evolution reached far beyond biology. It challenged the very notion of what it means to be human. As debates raged on, the search for understanding intensified. Darwin's legacy continues to inspire inquiry and exploration. His work remains a cornerstone of modern science. In the end, The Descent of Man reshaped our view of existence. In 1605, a daring plot unfolded in England, one that would change history forever. Led by Robert Catesby, a group of Catholic conspirators aimed to blow up the Parliament and kill King James I. Their goal? To end Protestant rule and ignite a Catholic uprising across the nation. But fate intervened. On the eve of the attack, a tip-off reached the guards. They discovered Guy Fawkes guarding 36 barrels of gunpowder in the cellar. The plot failed, but the memory of that night lingered. Today, November 5th, is known as Bonfire Night, a night of celebration. People gather to remember the plot with fireworks and festivities. Effigies of Guy Fawkes are burned, symbolizing the failed rebellion. How did one failed rebellion transform into an annual tradition? The gunpowder plot serves as a reminder of resistance and rebellion. It highlights the struggle between faith and power in England's history. Each year, the night brings communities together in unity. Fireworks light the sky, echoing the explosions of the past. Bonfire Night reminds us of the power of memory and tradition. It's a celebration of survival and the resilience of the human spirit. The legacy of the gunpowder plot lives on year after year. Join in the festivities and remember the story behind the flames. Long before Columbus, there was Zheng He, a Chinese admiral who sailed the seas. Zheng He's voyages began in 1405, leading massive fleets on diplomatic missions. His ships were colossal, some over 400 feet long, showcasing advanced engineering. Zheng He sailed to Southeast Asia, India, and even Africa. These journeys were not about conquest, but about spreading influence and gathering gifts. His 7 expeditions demonstrated the might of the Ming dynasty. After his death, China turned inward, and the treasure ships vanished. The greatest fleet of its time disappeared from history, leaving many questions. Imagine a world where time is a natural phenomenon, not a measured entity. Before the 1200s, people relied on the sun, water, and stars to mark time. But in medieval Europe, inventors began to change everything. They crafted devices with gears, weights, and escapements. The first mechanical clocks appeared in cathedrals and town squares. These clocks regulated prayers and markets, not for personal use. For the first time, hours ticked by with precision. Society began to live by the clock, not by nature. This shift changed the rhythm of human life forever. The mechanical clock became a symbol of progress. It allowed for greater organization in daily life. Schedules emerged, dictating when to work and rest. This newfound structure brought both benefits and challenges. People began to feel the pressure of time. The clock transformed how we perceive our lives. Time became a commodity, measured and valued. The mechanical clock was just the beginning. How will future inventions continue to shape our relationship with time? In 1978, a historic moment unfolded at Camp David, where peace was on the line. Egyptian President Anwar Sadat and Israeli Prime Minister Menachem Begin arrived, ready to negotiate. They were joined by US President Jimmy Carter, a mediator in this tense dialogue. For 13 days, they engaged in intense discussions, seeking common ground. The stakes were high, with the future of the Middle East hanging in the balance. Finally, an agreement emerged. Egypt would recognize Israel. In return, Israel would withdraw from the Sinai Peninsula. This treaty marked the first peace between Israel and an Arab nation. The world watched as these leaders took a bold step forward. The negotiations were fraught with challenges and skepticism. Yet, determination prevailed as they pushed through the obstacles. Their discussions were not just about land, but about future generations. The Camp David Accords changed the course of history. It opened doors for dialogue and cooperation in the region. The legacy of these accords continues to shape politics today. Leaders from around the world took note of this groundbreaking agreement. The Camp David Accords remain a beacon of hope for peace. How did three men in the woods change the future of the Middle East? In 2002, a historic moment unfolded in Africa as 55 nations united to form the African Union. This new organization replaced the outdated OAU, marking a fresh start for cooperation. The mission? To promote peace, unity, and economic growth across the continent. The AU took on challenges like disease outbreaks, aiming to protect the health of its citizens. It intervened in conflicts, striving for stability and security in troubled regions. With its headquarters in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, the AU became a symbol of hope. The vision, called Agenda 2063, aims to build the Africa we want. It emphasizes sustainable development and economic integration across nations. Education and empowerment are key pillars of this vision. A new generation of leaders is redefining unity for Africa. They focus on innovation, technology, and entrepreneurship to drive progress. The AU encourages cultural exchange and understanding among nations. Together they tackle climate change, a pressing global issue. The AU stands as a beacon of hope for future generations. As they move forward, unity remains the cornerstone of their progress. The African Union is not just an organization, it's a movement towards a prosperous and united Africa for all. Together they are shaping a brighter future for the continent. In 732, a pivotal moment in history unfolded near Tours, France. The Frankish leader, Charles Martel, prepared to face the Umayyad Caliphate. The Muslim forces had surged through Spain, threatening Europe. Europe trembled as the clash of civilizations approached. Martel's disciplined infantry stood firm against the cavalry. The fierce clash erupted, swords clashing and shields breaking. Amidst the chaos, Charles rallied his men with fierce determination. The tide of battle began to turn in favor of the Franks. The Umayyad cavalry faltered, their advance halted. After hours of fierce fighting, the Umayyads began to retreat. Charles Martel's victory earned him the title the Hammer. This battle is seen as a turning point for Christian Europe. The implications of this victory were immense for the continent. It preserved the Christian faith in Europe for generations. Charles Martel's legacy lives on in history. His strategic brilliance changed the course of European history. The Battle of Tours remains a symbol of resistance. One battlefield decided the fate of a continent. In 1947, a simple shepherd made a discovery that would change history forever. Near the shores of the Dead Sea, he stumbled upon clay jars hidden in a cave. Inside those jars were scrolls over 2,000 years old. These scrolls included biblical texts and community rules. They offered a glimpse into Jewish life during the Second Temple period. Scholars were amazed by what they revealed about early Judaism. The texts reshaped our understanding of the origins of Christianity. This accidental find sparked a revolution in religious scholarship. The Dead Sea Scrolls continue to intrigue researchers today. Each discovery brings new insights and questions. What secrets do these ancient texts still hold? The story of the Dead Sea Scrolls is one of wonder and curiosity. From a shepherd's chance encounter to global significance, these scrolls are a bridge to our past. They remind us of the enduring quest for knowledge. The Dead Sea Scrolls tell stories of faith, culture, and history. Their legacy continues to inspire generations. What will we discover next in this ancient narrative?